What's up?
Is ready for this?
Are you? Are you ready?
Stream. So,
Oh yeah.
there you go. I don't know why, but I hate hearing my own voice. Just makes me cringe.
Yeah, it used to do that for me as well, but I've gotten like having to edit videos and go through VODs and everything. I've gotten over it, but yeah, it's. I think the main reason, not to get into it too much, but the main reason is that you sound different. Because when you hear yourself both through the outside and also through the inside of your ears. So you sound different. So it's like it. Do you know what the uncanny valley is?
No.
It's basically when something is so close to being realistic, but it's just off by a little bit. It makes it seem even more weird than if it was completely crazy. Like if a robot like is very robot-y, it's like, oh, it's a robot. But if it looks almost like a human, but it's not exactly a human, it looks very creepy. And I think it's the same with your voice. Like you can hear that it's supposed to be your voice, and you can hear something that reminds you of your voice, but it's not right enough. So it's almost like something is trying to emulate your voice and making it sound like your voice, but it's not completely correct. So it just sounds weird. I think that's what happens with a lot of people when they hear their own voice.
Yeah. Yeah, because you definitely don't sound like when you hear yourself. You're like, what the fuck? I sound
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. You listen to a recording, yeah, because it's only the outside sound and not the inside. Yeah, it's very different for sure. Okay, let's start with the list. The list. All right. Class Dawn Warrior level
220.
220. Grats.
Thanks.
How much time to play these days?
Quite a lot. Even when I'm back at work, I still play a good amount.
Okay. And you have two computers available?
No, just one.
Just one. Okay. And
I would never level a Kana this far. So.
and the Fury Totem is available enough for you?
Yeah, I max them out every month.
Okay. And you're doing like a separate Kana farmer, or you're just playing this? Or?
No, just this.
Okay. How much money do you have right now? Because you're saving for this Sunday, right?
Yeah, I have like 2.5 bill.
Okay. And what is the goal with the character in general? Is it just progressing, or?
Yeah, I'd like to make it to Lotus and Damien, preferably. Maybe further.
All right. So as a party first, and then maybe into solo,
Yeah,
and then party Lucid.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's like the next somewhere in the next 15 levels, you'd want to get to that point, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Like in the next 5 levels, get to party Lotus and Damien, and then in the next 10 levels after that, go to soloing, and then start doing Lucid stuff as well. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
And you got and you have a decent amount of lines, so you'll be valuable for Lucid as well.
Perfect.
So that's nice.
That's typically is like line story.
Yeah, exactly, and it's typically one of the things that early Lucid parties lack, and why the runs are very tricky is because you lack lines to kill the golems fast enough. So you can be definitely
Plus, like their burst skill is basically a mobbing skill too, so it for sure helps.
Yeah, and if you use your iframe, you're basically also constantly killing all the golems around, and
yeah,
that definitely helps. Yep. And your ping is good enough with your transition and everything. Yep. Okay, cool. What is this link? Oh, I'm opening a dangerous link. What is this? Oh, here we go. Okay. That's an egg. That's weird. Okay. All right. Possible basics to cover. How are you on your knowledge on flames, transfer hammer, IED, inner ability, and transposing? How's that?
Pretty much good on everything other than transposing, but I don't really think I'm there yet. So.
Yeah, that's probably a little bit further down the road. I would say for transposing, I could just explain the generals.
I know like what items you need to transpose and whatnot. The pat mark, dominator pendant.
Yep. Yeah. So
I think it's just superior Golix earrings now. Or?
Yeah, so that's kind of replaced because pendants are harder to get and earrings are easier to get. So that's why that kind of shifted from the transposing on the earring instead to the transposing on the pendant. But yeah, what it means is if you want to eventually like min-max in that regard, you're going to need a lot of dineros, basically. So that's a lot of Soul Voyages CBQs.
Yeah, I stopped doing those.
Yeah, so if that's something, you know, if you want to min-max in that regard, you have to keep doing that. You're going to need like thousands, most likely. If you're going to settle for like 20 or 21 stars, then of course you can... It's mainly if you're going for 22, because that's going to like double almost how much you would need compared to 20 stars, so... Yeah. And we'll also have to look, of course, at what KMS does always, because if KMS does something weird with endgame stuff, and maybe transposing or level 160 Sweetwater gear actually gets better, then, you know, it might shift the balance there. Or if it gets worse, it might take them out of the equation completely. So that's always, because it's not KMS content, we always have to kind of look at what KMS is doing to see if it's going to interfere with what we're doing. But yeah, the main reason you transpose is to get
Flames and whatnot.
yeah, flame advantage to a non-flame advantage item, and because you get more bonus stats transferred as well. Once you go 16 stars or above, you basically increase the base stats of the target item as well. So that's why transposing is good. And then the other thing is, of course, is because you buy the items with the narrows, you can have backups, whereas most of the other items are very difficult to get backups for. And therefore, that's not as reliable as getting to get to 22 star with.
That makes sense.
Okay, so you know all about the functional IED and stuff. Yeah, you've been in the chat enough, so you've probably seen those commands fly around and maybe even accidentally click them sometime.
Yeah, I did the IED calculator thing, but it was a while ago, so I'd probably have to redo it.
Yeah, just keep in mind that
But
we have the event buff right now.
Pretty sure I'm like well above for the IED at my level.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Did you see my symbol levels on my on my cannoneer?
No, I didn't.
14 and 15 today. Oh no, yeah, 13 and 15. Almost 14 on Vanishing Journey. Still at level 218.
Trying to get the lock symbol now.
Oh yeah.
I just unlocked it.
I
have it at 9 and 7 now.
Oh yeah, okay. Do you need some information on Dream Defender and how to do that, or are you okay with that?
I've done it before, but like on a private server, like a long time ago. I kind of get the gist of it. Just go from whatever side and kill the little box there.
Yeah, kill the box, and if you kill the monsters as well, then you will slow down the corruption rate of the box. So it's the monsters that spawn that are around the box that will corrupt the box, but just with them being present there.
Okay.
So if you
kill the little guys first.
Yeah, so if you're moving, if you're moving from one map to another, and even if the box isn't corrupted there, just throwing out 1 or 2 attacks to kill the monsters there will just slow down the corruption as well, and can help you, you know, have a little bit more space. If you do like a double flash jump, or like a flash jump with an attack, it doesn't really slow you down, but then it might slow the corruption of the box down. And you know about the special skills that you can use and everything, and how the points work.
No.
So in the beginning, I think you get the amount of points based on. So there's 2 things, right? There's how many coins you get at the end, and there's the points within the system that you need to use the special abilities. There's 4 special abilities, but basically you only use 1. The other ones are either kind of bad or too expensive. The one you use is like a bell, and when you use it, one of the music boxes gets uncorrupted immediately, randomly one of the 3.
Does it have like a cooldown, or?
You can use it once per floor.
Okay. So
if you use it immediately, because in the beginning you always have 3 corrupted, 2 uncorrupted, right?
Yeah.
If you use it immediately, you immediately start with 2 uncorrupted, so the bar immediately moves in the positive side instead of in the negative side. And if you can clear the first music box, or uncorrupted, whatever, before any of the other 2 that are gonna get corrupted go full purple, then for a while you'll have only 1. So you can use that to your advantage in the beginning.
It'll last for multiple floors, or?
So you just once you get in the floor, all of the buffs will be possible to activate. and they have like different costs. And I think the bell costs 300, I think. And then as soon as you activate it, one of the boxes will get uncorrupted, and the button will be like grayed out and pressed in, and then you can't use it anymore for that floor. And then once you clear that floor, you go to the next one, it resets, and you can use all the buffs once more again. But you can only have up to 3,000 points total, so it's not like you can just spam all of the buffs on all of the floors, because you'll run out like in 2 floors. So, but if you
do the points like stay or? Like
yeah, so if you, I think if you clear up to floor 10, you just get points based on which floor you killed, like 1 at 1, 2 at 2, and that kind of stuff. And then when you get to floor 10, you get from between floor 10 and 19, you get 10 points per floor you clear, and then between 20 and 29, you get 20 points, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So after a while, when you're not really climbing anymore, well, so when you're not climbing, you basically just go in, clear your floor, go out, and then go in, clear your floor, go out, basically, when you have all your bursts back. Because it's easy to clear your floor typically. If you're kind of burst heavy, it's easier to just go in, clear your floor, and go out. And then you just immediately, like, let's say you get to floor 50 or something, you just go in, go out 50 points, go in, go out 50 points, go in, go out 50 points. And then you do that a few days, and you just stack up hundreds, thousands of coins. And then when you also get stronger in combination with that, you can try pushing for the next decimal. So every 10 floors, there's like a save point, and you can always start from one of the save points that you have recently cleared. So just reaching like 50 is not enough. You have to clear 50 and actually get to 51 to create the save spot at 50.
Gotcha.
So it's yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you have like stage, let's say 40 cleared, and if you go back and start at 1 compared to 40, do you get like the same coins or?
So you get the, so points, you get the points. So coins is another thing. So coins is just the end of the run. Whenever you fail, you get the coins equal to the highest floor that you cleared.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
So 1 time per entry. So, but if you go to a save point, like let's say you barely were able to clear 50 one time with a bunch of buffs and event buffs and everything on, let's say you enter 50 again and there's some lag and you can clear 50, then you don't get any for that run because you didn't clear any floors that run. So if it's kind of touch and go, you might have to start at 40 and take like the guaranteed points there.
Okay.
So it'll like kind of depend on how much breathing room you have when you finish the floor. But generally, like the very first time you go in, you probably clear up to like floor 30, and then maybe even on the second run of that same day, if you get all your buffs back, you might even be able to go from 30 to 40, because it's all about managing your cooldowns, right? Because you have to do floor after floor after floor. There's almost no break in between. There's just enough time to maybe rebuff some decent skills and some regular buffs, but your cooldowns are constantly being tested, and you have to do as little as possible to get to the next floor, but save your big ones. And you'll definitely see the music boxes get stronger every 10 plus 1 floor. So like on the 11th, it'll get decently stronger than on the 10th. And on the 21st, it'll get decently stronger than on the 20th. Kind of like how your experience, you need way more experience when you're leveling like to 221 compared to level 220. It's kind of similar to that.
Yeah, I have yet to see what it's like. I'm sure I'll find out soon.
Yeah, you'll see the biggest increase once you go from 229 to 230, and then like how much you need there. And then 240 is the real old increase, because they have done decreased experience needed between 220 and 235 now. So that's like scaled down a little bit. But I'm guessing this summer they'll also do to scale down for 235 to 250, I think. But we'll have to see about that. So that's Dream Defender. So for the first time, definitely get like Monster Park buffs, maybe an MVP buff, maybe the red buff from for Legion points, just to like get pretty far.
Okay.
And then and then you have a save point that you can go in every day for a while until you make a big upgrade, or you just you unlock a few extra node stones, get your skills leveled up, that kind of stuff.
Makes sense.
All right. And there's also the kill quest some people forget for Lachline, but you probably see me do that a bunch of times, so yeah. That's a good reminder to be like, oh shit, he's doing it.
Every freaking map is full though, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's really... So if you get
parties for every quest.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Man, you have to play with other people. Annoying,
No,
right?
I don't mind.
You can't even do your solo story anymore. Damn.
I just want to test my damage, and it's like, nope, every map full.
Yeah. I gotta share. All right, let's see. So you've got the Cosmos Ring, Condensed Power Crystal. You're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets. So you could.
I'm at 7. It's because my pendant, one of my pendant slots expired, but I bought a new one.
I see. You're using the
Chaos
Chaos. Yeah.
I had a Dominator pendant, but I think I NPC'd or dropped it. I don't remember.
Oh, long time ago? Or?
I remember getting one, and then I didn't have it, and I was freaking out. And,
yeah. And then you're like, well, it's gone, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, rip. Okay. Alright, so how much K stat are you on? Like 18, 19?
I think I have like 10.1.
Oh, you're probably lower because of the arcane power, yeah.
Yeah.
10.1? Okay. Oh, I guess quite a bit higher. Okay, let's see.
It's flattering though, thanks.
That's bad for me. I shouldn't be off by this much.
Probably has to do with Starforce as well.
It's 11. Even if you go up to 15, you won't gain that much. I think it's mainly because of the arcane power. It's like my cannon. What is my cannoneer at? Cannoneer is at. Oh, cannoneer's at 14. Yeah, and the cannoneer has 9, 6.
This is also like
levels,
somewhat
so
new account.
K. Oh yeah.
I made it during the burning of it.
I see. Okay.
It's like a month and a half.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I know. I thought my cannoneer was way higher than it was. Yeah, I would have guessed like around 12 or something.
Yeah.
That's like over by 10%. That makes a little bit more sense then. Okay. All right. Cirrus looking solid, and that'll be going up to 15. Look at the flames. Do you know, like off the top of your head, like which flames do you know?
It was my hat. My hat had the worst flame, I think. Off the CRA pieces, I know my the Zakum eye thing, the aquatic accessory.
Mm-hmm.
I've been too lazy to do Zak every day, and even when I do, I don't get anything. Just with Holy Symbol.
Yeah, familiars being gone definitely changed things up a bit.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice glove potential. Always juicy to get that.
Cults.
Yeah, dude.
I think that was my first 3-line too, so I was pretty hyped.
That's nice. That's nice. Oh, emblem looking pretty sexy as well.
I got insane RNG with the emblem and the secondary.
So you get your 5 ring sets, so that's nice. 21 there, that's nice. Yes.
I think I got the 2-line attack off. Like, I used 1 black cube, hit legendary, used 1 red, 2-line attack. I was like,
yeah. You just quit while
felt
you're
too
ahead.
easy to get, like as if I wanted to go for 3-line, but then I said, fuck that.
Yeah. Yes, sometimes they can like rope you in and you're like, look how easy this was. Why don't you just go for a little bit more? And then, you know.
Some people in your chat saying they spent like 2 bill, didn't get 2-line attack. I'm like, okay, no, I'll keep it.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to get that feedback just to get your feedback on the ground. You'd be like, okay, no, this is you're here. Sometimes people will be like, oh wait, wow, why did you spend so much? I just spent like 6 bill, and there was someone in the chat. It was a long time ago on a Lumi, and they spent 3 bill, and they got 3-line magic attack on their emblem and 3-line magic attack on their secondary.
Oh,
so they were like.
shit.
Operating under the assumption that that's like
Just
how
do
much that's like how much it costs, right?
Yeah.
They were like, why are you not going for 3-line? And I'm like, well, that's like an average cost on 30 bill on sale. And they were like, wait, what? So they didn't like realize that they were getting like they got it at like 1/60th of the normal value or something crazy like that, yeah, or 1/30th, yeah. Pretty nuts. That's why it's good to get some feedback or try to look up some numbers so you know. Sometimes people are like, oh, I feel really unlucky. Well, you know, in that sense, it's like good to look at the numbers because maybe you weren't even unlucky, or maybe you were really lucky. Like, it's good to know if that, you know, so you can know for next time. Got the badge.
Even with my weapon, I think, like, I'm just gonna keep at what it is. I got like 2-line attack, 1 boss. As soon as I tiered it up to unique.
That is, yeah. A lot of times people will just like what is the word? Like worship the legendary because yeah, it has the best potential outcome. But if you get very good stuff at unique,
yeah, there's no point.
Unless you're aiming for higher than that in legendary, there's no point at all at rerolling. And even if you were, first try to get the other stuff. Yeah.
To get like the big gains instead of min-maxing every item and then switching.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with things that aren't going to stay forever, right? If you're eventually going Absolab anyway, you might as well stay with the unique with 3 useful lines and then save all of that money up to throw it at your Absolab once you get to it.
And then even like if I transfer the Fafnir into Absol, there's no point of going any further.
Yeah, it'll go down to Epic anyway. Yeah. Are you going for the Monster Parker medal?
Right now I'm kind of doing Monster Park on like mules, trying to get one to 140.
Mm-hmm.
But
Makes
eventually,
sense.
I'll go for it.
Is that an Afterlands totem?
Yeah.
Bio dog figurine.
Each give 20 stat. So it's alright. I don't feel like doing U-Garden every month, so I just do this.
I see. Oh, they're all. Is it different stat or?
Yeah, it's different stat for each, like strength, dex, luck, and.
Oh yeah, okay. And they're unique, so you have to wear separate ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have like a dex, strength, and a luck one or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then 10 attack set. Okay, that's not too bad. It's like 20 main stat, 20 secondary, 31 attack. That's pretty good. How long did that take you to do the whole quest line?
The first time it took quite long, but then after I started doing it like a second, third time, I didn't need the guide, and it was like maybe not even an hour. Yeah, it's just there's a lot of things where you gotta click, but there's no like dialogue box, so like if you don't know, you won't find out.
Oh, you just have to click things, but there's no feedback that you did the thing?
Yeah.
Okay, that's how Nexon.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. All right.
It's decent leveling too at that level. Like from 75, you'll hit like 90 something.
Oh, that's pretty good too.
You don't have to just mindlessly grind as well, even though it's quick at those levels.
I mean, yeah, like an hour to get from 75 to 90. It's not even bad. And you skip like White Fangs, basically?
Yeah, fuck White Fangs.
Those maps are so weird anyway. Yeah. Kinda treasure.
Actually, I was training my arc there the other day and it wasn't bad because you can just go up and down without using the ladder.
You just dash around, yeah. Usually I put my Kana on the top platform there with Kishin, and then I just do the 2 bottom platforms. That's typically pretty good. Very little traveling. But yeah, that's only when you have the 2 PC, of course. But then the Kishin just clears that top platform, so that's nice. Cup, 25. Yeah, the Chaos Horntail. Yeah, hopefully you can get another Dominator Pennant. It's kind of unfortunate that it just went missing, but yeah. Things happen, I guess. As far as things go, the Mechanator Pendant can probably use an upgrade too, right?
I have one with like 68 strength, I think, and then like 30 dex. I mean, let me look.
This one's...
It has 65 strength and 16 dex.
Okay. I guess if you have a...
Same stat increase, like...
If you have a... Yeah, but this one... but that one is an epic, probably, right?
No, they're both epic. Yeah.
Oh, the other one's
both
epic too?
With 6%.
Okay, and they give about the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's... Yeah, so that's why probably all stat for you...
I'm sure the other one will become better.
Yeah, that's probably so because all stat is probably comparatively much better for you still right now because you don't have that much percentage stat in total.
Yeah.
So it's possible that percentage all stat is like an 11 value for you or something right now, crazy like that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can use the other one to just like transfer into a solid pendant if you get that, and then into a Dominator pendant. It's basically just a walking epic potential scroll for a Dom pendant.
Yeah, a lot of stuff I find epic, I just hold on to.
Yeah, that's always... Exactly, it's a good idea.
Also with E-Pots, when you don't have any, you can't find now that I don't need, I have like 10 of them.
Yeah,
just chilling.
It's always like that. Or like... they're just sitting in your inventory, and then they expire, and then right after they
Some of
expire.
them
You're
don't
like,
expire. I think I only have one that expires.
oh yeah.
And the
Well,
rest are just...
the expiring ones tend to expire like the day, like an hour before you find something that you could have used it on. It's like,
For sure.
thanks, game. Yeah, 15% attack with 20% boss. That's an obvious fucking keep for unique, definitely.
It's more the flame. I wasn't sure if I should keep it or not.
Yeah, I mean the 31 attack is is it a tier
I
4?
think I had a 56 attack, but then it was attack, magic attack, and like int or something. And I flamed it once and got that.
Yeah, the fact that there are 3 useful lines.
That's tier 4 boss or tier 5? I'm not sure.
Tier 5 boss, yeah. It's just divide by 2 for boss damage. So tier 6 damage, tier 5 boss, and then this is like a little bit more than a 20, like it's like 18% or something. Yeah, it's a tier 4 attack. Yeah, that's what I thought. So if you would hit the tier 6, it'd be less than double what you have now. So it'd probably be like plus 58 or something like that.
Yeah, I had a 56 before.
Oh, 56, yeah.
But
So
the rest was useless.
yeah, so basically the trade-off is, well, you have 25 less attack, but you have 10% more boss and 6% more damage. Like, that's better.
Yeah.
Your total attack isn't crazy, but that's better.
My boss damage is actually pretty high too, I think.
You've been working on your Legion and your Links a bit, right?
Yeah.
That's where a lot of boss tends to come from.
I have no pieces in boss damage in my Legion right now.
Okay. You have the Demon Slayer link and that?
Yeah. Demon Slayer, I think I'm almost at 200. I think that's useless anyways. It's just for normal status in Legion.
Have you seen if there's any boss damage in your kit specifically?
There is, yeah. I think one of my 4th job gives 15% or 30. 30 IDD, 15 boss.
Oh, it's like a reinforced Gollux set bonus. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. That's probably why your IED is also at a decent point right now.
Yeah.
And you have 30 boss in your Fafnir set. That's also a big chunk.
Just the weapon alone is like 70 boss.
Yeah. Without 90.
90 boss, yeah.
Yeah, 90% boss damage just in your weapon. Imagine that in like 2005, just whacking around things. And there's like, oh, 90% boss damage on a weapon that has 120% line. I think in non-reboot they go for like 2 lines of 40% boss, and then with a boss soul as well. So you end up like with, and then bonus potential maybe. You end up with like 130% boss damage on one item. It's like, okay. Super balanced. Okay, so you got the 3 sets. Sakura, Hayato, I mean.
I was looking at getting another event ring, but I'm pretty sure the event ring wouldn't be as good as breaking the set with the Kana's ring. Like, just comparing it to my Cosmos ring, my Kana's ring gives more range. But I'm gonna buy out the last ring anyways, like for item drop or something.
Yeah, so the argument would be if you were to switch the shoulder and the belt, then you would get your 9 set bonus for the boss accessory set.
Or I'm pretty sure what I wanted to do was switch those 2, and then for the ring, and then get my monocle and tattoo high stars, and then switch out that, and just keep 7 set.
Yeah. Well, what I was gonna say, like you lose the 6% damage, right? If you get out of the Sengoku set, but if you replace it with 10% boss damage for the 9 set, then you're still winning, but only on bosses, of course, and not mobbing. But it would still be a trade up there, but specifically for bossing. But yeah, exactly. Like if you switch them and then switch for the Iron Face, are you close on the Narrows there, or?
Well, I already have both.
You have them, okay. And do you have the money to get them to 15, or what are they at now?
They're both at like 10 or 11.
You could do some. Did you do some calculations
like
already?
For a 150 item to get it, average cost. I didn't check for 160.
Is it 11 stars now, right? Most of your stuff?
Yeah, 11 or 11. I think it was roughly 300 mil.
Yeah, it's just 284. So yeah, you want
MVP discount, can't forget.
Do you have that?
MVP gold.
FP gold. Damn. Okay, hang on. It's got a 263 mil. There you go.
Not bad.
And then 320 for a level 160 item.
Yeah.
So the Chaos ring that you're rolling now,
Yeah.
and it's already unique. That's nice. Mine aren't
when
unique yet.
I'm
On the
just trying to
first
find
day.
like the attack strength, and I'll keep the rest.
Yeah. Ah, you have 20% boss in your inner ability as well. That's also where a big chunk comes
Oh
from.
yeah. I got lucky with that.
Yep. A lot of that going around. You're 191 boss on a 1.5 month old account.
I think
Sounds
I'm at
good.
even higher now. No.
Well, and 20% from the event buff.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at how much boss damage you can get, it's actually crazy. Because like you could get 2 alchemist potions as well with boss, and then you could get your noblesse skill, and then you could get buffed by an arc in your burst, and that'll be like another 100% extra on top of what you have now, just like thrown on top of everything. It gets pretty wild.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was from my hyperstat that I got more boss.
You were talking before about Zakum and about your eye accessory and everything. But you're planning on like switching that out. Are you going to go for like a double set and have one for Mezzo and drop, and then Mezzo or drop?
The Sweetwater?
Yeah, would you plan to go for 2 of those sets, or would you retreat for the mobbing set just to what you already have because it's already epic and everything?
Well, I mean, you get the other one's epic, so it would just take time. So I wouldn't really mind getting the Sweetwater, but then I have to probably star them up as well.
Yeah, so the upside is they come as epic, and if you roll something good on them, you can just switch it for the other ones and then recube the other ones, right?
True.
That's a huge benefit. The
So
downs.
I wanna eventually farm Meso just on this character.
Mm-hmm. The downside would be you lose the flame advantage and the set bonus. That's the downside.
But if I do get that 3-line stat, I would be so mad if it's on this.
Yes,
No, that's
exactly.
something-
Or like 2-line stat plus a line of drop over Mezzo or something is.
Yeah, that'd be, and of course it would happen. Cause
yeah. Well, I was lucky. I got my stuff to legendary, and I rolled a line of drop and Mezzo obtain on my eye, for example, on the aquatic ladder eye accessory. So then, yeah, if you would roll that on like an already 17 star or something monocle whose goal was to be your damage item, then that sucks a little bit because then you have to get another one. Yeah. But yeah, you know, things can happen, so it's kind of shitty that we have to plan for getting lucky because we have no trade. So it's like, what if I get really lucky then? Pants. That's decent. Nice flame. Hitting all the bases there. Nice MP bonus. It's actually good, right? You need MP as a Dawn Warrior.
my MP is pretty high though. I think I have like 30,000 or 25,000.
Oh yeah. Were you asking in the beginning about MP and I talked to you about like the blue potions?
I remember who it was.
It was someone,
You
right?
said get the blue Monster Park potions.
I think it actually helped them out because they were at like 6,000. Yeah. They were struggling, dude.
For sure from like event rings and whatnot.
Yeah. That's what I also advise, right? To get the event rings and to work on the boss accessory set because you have some percentage MP coming from there as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so you'd switch out the Ein Phase and switch out the yeah, so for belts you could go for either Pink Bean or Chaos Sakum.
I have a pink bean belt with a decent flame. I think it's 6% strength and like 28 strength.
6% all stat?
5% all stat, 24 strength.
Okay.
And 1 attack power.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. What's the other one? Shoulder, right? The
shoulder, I have a Magnus shoulder just waiting.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so for the I guess for the belt you could also make an argument to go for 15 stars there then, if you're gonna keep it for a while, because there's no way Like even hard looks is like not close yet.
It's pretty close actually. If I got the mechanics down, I think I could clear.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
I
I'm
could
still
get to
trying to
stage
figure
2
out.
losing like 0 lives, but then stage 2 fucks me. Every time he puts his hand smack, I'm already midair and I just
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tricky one.
So I'm trying to save like my rift burst and the sun burst to try to just burst them, but I could get like stage 2 halfway and then die out.
One thing you could try is save your rift where you can spam the big pinkness of death. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but like
Rift of Damnation.
the big swipe, yeah.
Styx crossing.
Styx crossing, yeah. Do you have any way of clearing the bottom? You don't really have
Other
any
than like
summons,
Soul Eclipse, AoE, not really.
Man, that kind of sucks. Because then, if you start feeling potatoes, that's when you get the stack, and then you can't leave anymore, right?
Yeah, well, I usually don't leave. I just try to do it. I've tried using that portal a few times and it just lags me out. So
yeah. One thing you can do though is if you die, it's just instead of like continuing the fight, just go out and then just wait for the Styx crossing to come back, right?
yeah, I always wait out.
Yeah. But so you've gotten close to hard looks, but not quite there yet.
I'm sure with more practice I can do it.
Okay.
It's just about timing the hand attacks basically, because that's like the only thing that kills me.
Mm. Yeah, when you're in the air doing your regular progression, you're just fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I do is like down jump and then elevator back with a rope lift, or just jump way out of the way, but...
Yeah. Well, I do have a dash that I could use midair, but...
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's not like always guaranteed that I'll survive.
No. Well, I mean, yeah. It's Golic, so there are no guarantees.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're pretty far away from that hand, but somehow you're just still dead. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as Czak, but...
Czak is actually pretty easy.
Yeah?
I found. Yeah.
Yeah, once the arms are... Do you do the thing where you just kill one side and then...
Yeah, exactly. Kill one side and then you just chill there.
Yeah, if you're not at the point where you can just burst off one side and then chill there, and then maybe just... And then as soon as they respawn, like kill all of them again. Like kill the other side and then just chill on the other side. If you can't really get to that point and you have to actually dodge the hands, it's... Well, your ping is pretty good, but if your ping is kind of bad, you just get hit by hands that you dodge like literal 3 seconds before that and you still die. It's like...
Yeah, it's like you already flash jump and hits the floor and oh, you're dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, Rig Love's a very good placeholder. Emma's a very good placeholder. So what's your ring situation right now? You have the Cosmos, Synergy,
Kana, Cosmo, and Chaos. And I'm saving up for the Vengeful. Well,
Okay.
I could buy. I'm just waiting for the 30%.
You could buy what?
Waiting for the 30% off sale.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Okay, cup is okay. Okay. You only need 2 boost nodes because it's like no, you need 4. Hang on.
I'm trying to right now just find 2 perfect trios to level them up quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And then this other one, I looked at it, doesn't seem necessary. It's like your dash skill, a 3rd job skill, and then your bind. Yeah, flickers the dash and killing raise is your bind. The other attack I don't use whatsoever.
There was something.
Like I'm the Alfred. If I find it, I'll keep it for sure. But...
Did you see on the other video? Somebody commented on the other video with some very specific Dawn Warrior advice. Apparently, later in the game, what you do for mobbing is you there's like another skill you boost, and then you actually get a one-handed sword. And I think attack speed +1 in your inner ability.
I'm pretty sure I already hit the cap though.
Yeah, exactly. But what you do is you would not use the sun stance at all. You would stay fully in moon stance, And then jump around so that you can spam the moon skill, basically. And that could like facilitate your training at a certain point. And you make like way better rates that way.
Well, yeah, I'm looking out for, like, if I do find it, I'm definitely gonna keep it.
Mm-hmm.
But
there's like some map where you could get like really good rates with that. So
this
check
is like
the
what,
other video.
250 each?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be like past 250.
Yeah, I still have time on that.
Yeah, a little bit of time. Yeah. Yeah, the main thing is like Moon Dancer and Speeding Sunset, Crescent Divide, and Solar Pierce, and then Styx Crossing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That sounds.
I have the one perfect shield, and the other one is just missing Styx Crossing. So when I find it, I'll just put it in.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one on top, right? That's a different.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, that one's Crescent Divide on the left. The top one, Styx would be the first one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So the other one needs Styx as well somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of the top skill here, I think. Man, it looks so similar to this one, but it's a little different.
Yeah, Trace Cut. It's like a first or second job skill.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I had one with Styx instead of my bossing skill, but I switched it out for CR8 because I'd rather my bossing skill over buff than Styx.
Okay. Okay. Have you checked? Because I think we talked about that with the last Armor as well. Have you checked how good decent combat orders is for you?
No.
So if you ever find one, it's always nice to just equip it and just see what it does. Because if you have passives, especially passives that give you final damage, then it could definitely be worth to use it.
Yeah, you have a lot of passives in your fourth job.
Yeah, exactly. So if it levels all of those up, that could actually be really good.
Like attack, crit rate, crit damage, a lot of stuff. Boss ID.
Because I'm wondering, does it also mean that you're... you don't want to get the passive skills +1. Somebody was saying that the passive skill +1 stacks with decent combat orders. Somewhere. And if you have a bunch of passives that give final damage, you'd almost think that that might be like...
I think... Yeah, one of my things is 25% final damage.
Yeah, it's like an upgrade of a third job skill, right? Yeah, that was that was with Lynette that we were talking about that. Okay, all the other stuff seems pretty clean, keeping the decent low level. If you find the skill nodes, you're grouping them. All of your 5th job skills kind of look the same. That's kind of awkward. I'm primarily looking for that new boost node. How's the Legion looking? 3169. How?
I'm trying to level up a bit. I think I'm a bit higher now. Then it's at 3.5 where I get more 5 pieces or no? Is that
it's every level up after a multiple of 2,500.
So it'd be
so at 3, at 5.5, and then at 8.
5.5. Okay, so I'm a while before there.
Yeah. You just
I've
got
been buying out
there.
character slots for every mule I make, just starting a new one after.
Nice, yeah. So just making the level 60s first, and then going up to 100, and then going up to 140, and then...
Yeah, usually I'll stop at like 70, and then like 120, and then just monster parking from there.
Yep, I see. Okay, that sounds solid. Okay, let's see. You got your critical rate and your critical damage ones. You generally following the link skill guide thing?
Yeah. I think I'm at a point where I'm just looking for like, other than leveling up the ones, I'm just trying to get strength bonuses now.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I already see quite some red blobs, red and purple blobs.
Yeah.
And some pirates.
My favorite classes. I hate like archers and mages. Oh.
I see I see one mage.
Links, but
it's
at least
probably a Kana. Yeah. I see one blue is like, it's probably a Kana. I already see it confirmed right there. Farmer Joe.
Boss damage.
Yeah, that's pretty useful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna mainly focus on the boss stuff. How are you on the? Are you doing your Scrapyard and Dark World 3 weeklies?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to start doing them on my. I have two other characters, one at 210 and 208.
Mm-hmm.
I try to start doing it to make it quicker.
So it's the Kana and the Blade Master, yeah. Blade Master seems like he has some gear, so he should be able to do at least the lower level ones, but probably the upper level ones too shouldn't be a huge problem, I think. Yeah, because you need quite a bit of those drops.
Yeah.
It's quite a few weeks of getting that. Okay.
Yeah, I think you said it's like 6 months, and then if you do it on or 3 months, and then if you do it on 2 characters, it's instantly split in half.
Yeah, I think it was something
oh,
like
smart.
I think it was something like 3 months, yeah, because it's like 12, 11, and you need like, yeah, you need 120 for one and 140 for the other one. You get 12 and 13 of the separate ones, so it's like roughly 12 weeks. So it's basically 3 months, yeah. And that turns it into 6 weeks if you do it on multiple characters. And that's like counting for no booms, and if you want to ever build a backup to get them on another character, then you need to do it again, so yeah. And if you want to be able to skip some Scrapyard ones that maybe take too long, then
Scrapyard. I think my first time doing it, I had no idea like what the quests were, and one of them took me literally an hour to do.
yeah.
It was pretty frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, an hour in something that is like a weekly is not the worst thing, but I mean,
Yeah, that's what I said. And then I did it on a Saturday or something, and then 2 days later, it popped up again. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that's like the downside of keeping the weeklies a little bit later in the week, and then once you're like, oh, finally done, and then like reset, start all over.
Yeah,
So, fuck.
I haven't done this week, so I need to get on that.
Yeah. If you have like a one partner in crime, like they join you on their kana, you join them on your kana. Like, if someone in the chat is trying to do the same thing, guys, you're trying to do Scrapyard Dark World 3 on a kana as well to speed up the process. Join his Dawn Warrior here, and then you can he can join you on his kana on your main, and then you can exchange, help each other out.
Yeah.
Should have another Discord for that. There, Cheval wants to join. There you go. Hit him up. Hit him up. Okay, so 15 starring is big right now. What do we say? 230 for 150 and 320 for 160. So that's 1, 2, 2 and 2.
I also have all the commercy items, so I wasn't sure if it's worth starring those now or just waiting.
In some situations, you could Starforce them to see if you get like a high amount to transfer hammer them into like Abzo, but it's probably too early for that right now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And if it ever booms, it's immediately gone, and it's a trace that you can't do anything with. So,
well, it's no boom to 15, so I would have. Well, yeah, then I guess 16.
Yeah, like the main reason would be to so if like Absolab, initially you're only gonna get it to 17 anyway. It's not like that huge of a gain to like pre-work all that.
Yeah.
You could do it, but it's not that huge of a gain. It's more if you're trying to go for like 21 or 22 and to transfer hammer, and then having a bunch of items pre-worked, transfer, getting them made during something like a no boom and during some events like a 30% off or a 5, 10, 15, and then once you get the Abzo, you can immediately get into like 20 or 21 star there. Then it's hugely worth, of course, because it saves you all of those weeks of having to get extra Abzo lab.
Yeah, let's just hope I never boom any of
Yeah, you could hope you never boom, but you're gonna count on at least booming some. Like,
yeah,
I've
never actually started past like 15, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels kind of weird because I know there's a bunch of people in the chat who have stuff that is like 12 or 13, and it's the highest they've ever gone. And whenever I'm Starforcing and trying to get something to 21, I'm just like casually blowing past 17, past 18, past 19 several times, even in just the span of one item. And I imagine for a lot of people watching, it's like, holy shit, why doesn't he just stop and wear it? Like it's so good. It's so much better than what I have. Yeah. But I guess yeah, once your standards just start increasing on that, yeah, it feels a little weird going to another character and being like, okay, no, 10 is good, 11 is good. Like keep it here. Like don't go crazy. Like wait until events. Yeah, sometimes it's you got to keep your foot off the gas a little bit with new characters and not go completely nuclear immediately. Okay, so wait, how many items we're looking at? 1, so 1 and 4, or 2 and 4. You had the pink beans, so that's 2 and 5. So 2 and 5, 3, 6, 45. 1.1. Okay. Wait, how much did you have again?
Like right now, 2.5 about.
2.5? Okay. So you should have some money left after you get everything to 15. Should be
So we're trying to
doable.
16 some stuff, or no? Just wait for the another 5, 10, 15.
Well, I would definitely wait for the announcement. If the announcement is like it's only going to be for 3 months, you can be like, fuck that. But the announcement for, because the next update is going to be on like the 10th, right? The 10th of June. Yeah, so if it's like on the first or second weekend, then you're talking about like within 2 weeks. It could already be. So then it would be kind of, if you then blow something up, you're gonna feel really sad about that. Yeah, just try to maintain that focus of like efficiency on the gains for now.
Yeah.
I would save up on it. Yeah. And then
Just tempting.
yeah,
Just
for
want
sure.
that extra attack.
No, I get it. It's nice that your flames are like up to speed. I guess the one flame that can use a, well, there's a bunch of them that are like okay, that can use a bit of a bump.
Yeah.
Like the Tyrant Cape, the cup, definitely your hat, right? That you already mentioned. Do you have like the flame scores of everything written out somewhere?
No, but I think for my CR AP it was around the 70s for everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to work on my cup, and then I was Tyrant Cape. I figured I'd just keep what I have for now.
Yeah. Yeah, it always just depends on how quickly you think you're going to be getting rid of it. I think, do you have some kind of knockdown resistance as Dawn Warrior?
I have knockback resistance. Is that the same thing?
So knockback is just regular pushes and stuff and just regular stance, and then knockdown is like Hard Magnus's blue swipes and Will's pushes and those kind of things.
What it says in the stat window or something?
No, it's not in a stat window, but basically, like warriors get it under impenetrable skin. But I don't know if you have like any kind of skill in your kit that allows you to have that for a while. Because if you do, then getting to the point where you can kill HMAG is a lot easier.
No, yeah, when he swipes me, I'm pretty sure I still go flying.
Okay. I guess you have an up jump though, so you could use that, but...
yeah, up jump.
Usually he webs you and then swipes you and then you're fucked.
Yeah, exactly. With the little green poison gas.
Yeah. I guess after that you're just gonna be mainly saving up for Abzo, right?
Yeah.
Abzo to 17. Are you doing Madman Ramaru for extra shoulders?
Yeah.
Because you can never start too early on saving those up. Everything else you're fine, like capes from Chaos Sakum will build up. Gloves and shoes you can get wherever. Weapons you'll get extra because you're probably clearing CRA weekly now without too much trouble, I'm guessing.
I'm trying to solo Vel, and still more mechanics wise, but the rest are pretty easy.
What's the cooldown on that dash you have?
Like 3-4 seconds.
Yeah, it's not too bad,
5
right?
seconds.
Yeah, I was gonna guess 5-6. Yeah.
Then I have a normal dash on the floor as well.
What usually gets you in Velo? The red rocks?
Probably like the rocks. Like I'm trying to avoid the tail, and then I just dash right into a rock. And, yeah.
Yeah.
But I've also only attempted it maybe like 5 times, 6 times. Like I still need to definitely just work on mechanics.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
But like just in my first bind, I could probably get like a bit more than 20% of it.
Yeah, I was gonna guess like almost a third or something. You got some good stuff going. Your iframe is a long cooldown, right?
Yeah, but you can use it twice though.
Yeah.
It's 180 seconds.
Yeah. It's not too
And
bad.
usually I'll use it with my burst at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm guessing like the yeah, it's like a combination of the rocks. One thing I said to people before, like the thing with the rocks is sometimes you can't really see where all of them are going because you know they also drop off screen. And the one thing you have to keep in mind is that there's a minimum distance between two rocks.
Yeah.
So if you ever see a rock, then like shortly after the rock is always safe. So sometimes you have to be. Sometimes like moving too far actually gets you killed, and moving less is like safer than moving a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same with the clown hats, right? When they drop, like if you see where one dropped, you know that right behind one is safe, regardless of how many other hats are there, because there's a minimum distance. Yeah, the practice is going to help you find the rhythm on when you see an indicator. How long do you really have until you have to move? If you see an indicator, how long? Like if you see a tail, you know, if you like start spazzing out and moving very quickly, then the tails starts covering more surface area.
Oh yeah, like when he shoots straight up, I try to dash last second, so like at least 2 more will be in the same spot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to try to overlap them as much as possible. That gives you optimal moving space. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the movie I uploaded with the dual blade because it's like a longer boss fight. Maybe that one will give like a few tips because I imagine if you see me do it on the arc and it's like half a second, it's like, well, that doesn't teach me anything.
Also, DBs have like insane survivability.
Yeah, the dashing and the I don't even use the.
Just using Chains of Hell for the fuck of it.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I just threw it in because I was like, yeah, I didn't feel like moving that time. I mean, I don't really even use Dark Side because I imagine you could just use the Dark Side to block the rocks falling, right? I think you block the damage, but not the stun or something. I'm not even sure. But I guess having learned the boss on so many other characters already, gives me it gives me, of course, a huge mechanical advantage already knowing all of the animations, knowing all the timers, and yeah, knowing when the transition is, knowing when he's gonna go to the side, you know.
The deep breath usually fucks me too. Like I'll go to the wrong side and then.
So one thing you can do for that is stay in the middle and just don't hold any arrow keys, and then wait until you get sucked to one side, and that's the side he's on, and because he's gonna suck you to his side when he's gathering his breath.
Yeah.
So
what I've realized is he'll show like you could see him moving underground and then he just disappears. Then I'll know he's about to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's when he's like below, I think like 45% HP or something. Yeah, and you see him burrowing in the ground and then he disappears. So what you can do at that point, because now sometimes if you have debuffs on him, you can see the debuffs appear, but that's going to change as well. Those are not going to appear anymore. So the safest thing would be to go to the middle of the map and then stand still and wait until you get sucked to one side, and then you know that that's the side that he's on. That'll be the safest way. Yeah. If you have like crazy mobility, you can kind of go to one side and see if you see him or not, and then as soon as you see the pop-up, go to the other side. But that's like once you get a better feel for the rhythm, because then you're like, okay, is he here? Oh no, okay, you're going to already see like, oh, the indicator is not here, boom, and then you start moving without even the message popping up on the right, you're already going to the other side. The one annoying thing could be like, oh, if you start all the way on one side, and then you get hit by a rock like on the way there. So that'll happen less if you start in the middle, because there's less damage to traverse. But sometimes you have to like counter steer to not get hit by a rock for like a little bit, and then oversteer on the other side, and maybe even use your dash to get into the corner. And then the one annoying thing that could happen is if you're completely in the corner, sometimes rocks fall just outside of the border of the map, and they can still stun you even though you didn't even see them fall. If you're like too close to the edge. And then after he goes down, after doing the suck in the corner, he always summons a tail, and then, yeah, that one could hit you there. But yeah, as you gain more of the best mechanic, which is damage, you'll just have to engage with less of his stuff, and then You know, the runs will just be shorter, and then less things can fuck you over, and then you'll be clearing more and more. Yeah. So main investment is going to be Abzo, and then your weapon, right? You're gonna have high regards for your weapon. What was your emblem again? Oh yeah, your emblem is definitely good for now. Are you gathering like soul shards and everything for magnificent souls?
Yeah, I have quite a few actually.
Okay. Good.
Everything at like 20-ish.
Good. Just wait until a beautiful event to use those.
Yep.
Yeah, so Abzo is going to eat up a lot of your money. And then basically with Abzo, you're going up to 17 then, whenever there's like a 5, 10, 15. But yeah, that's going to take a lot more money, so that's probably not going to be the next 5, 10, 15, probably the one after that. And then kind of the question is, do you stay with like legendary and 2-line stat and then do the big thing, right? Where you try to go for 20, 21 star stuff, transfer hammer over, and then recube it after? Or you just try to go for 3-line on the item itself. That kind of depends on what you're, once you get to the point of luciding and everything, do you want to keep pressing even further, or is there maybe another class out? Maybe Adele is really fun and you actually like Adele more and you move over,
I think I've never had this much fun with another class. Every other main I've attempted always stop at like 210, and this is definitely the furthest I've gone.
Okay, that's good that
Really
you know that. Yeah, I think if I played Dawn Warrior more, I would really enjoy it too. I think because it's a really
like
solid
an
class.
all-around good class.
Yeah,
Like, pretty good at everything. Not like insanely good, but just
yeah. I don't need something that has like a 10 out of 10. Like if it's like a 7 or an 8 at literally everything, then that's
literally
really good.
how I picked it. I was looking at your classes thing, and I was just trying to find something like overall good. Saw Dawn Warrior, I was like, oh, let me try.
Oh, so it was a good predictor, you would say?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, that's a. I'll take that one.
I was literally looking through your list, like mobbing late game, early game. Like early game, I don't care. It was more like mid to late.
Yeah, because the early game is literally like 2% of your total time spent on the character. Okay, so now I face switch. Yeah, and then you're gonna be cubing the probably the Iron face as well, right? So are you going for just 9 because you're gonna need some extra rings, right? Are you gonna go for just like 9 lines of drop / mezzo plus a line of strength on all the accessories, and then use that?
Eventually, I would like to have like just like damage gear and then drop gear eventually.
Yeah. But you're going to be training on this character, so Mezzo Obtain will be your priority, so you can make your money back faster.
Yeah.
And then your damage is mainly going to have to come from your hybrid gear, so your CRA and your Abzo stuff. And then from your boost nodes and arcane power. So doing your dailies for symbols is then very important.
Yeah.
And of course, events where you can get extra boxes and stuff. Do you have any? You probably used a bunch of boxes on Lekolan, right?
I don't have Lockon yet, but I've saved all the boxes and just like the single ones you can buy. I haven't bought any of those yet.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
Lockon levels the slowest.
So it has the potential to level the fastest of all of them. That's why the kill quest only gives you 4. But that's like counting non-reboot levels of funding where you can like clear floor 170 or 200. And it's like, well, that's not realistic at all for reboot. So most of the time you're going to be like clearing 30 or 40 and then maybe go to floor 50 probably pretty quickly. But so that's 5 coins and then 1 extra from talking to the NPCs. And then 4 from the kill quest, so that's 10 a day, which is like the same amount as you get from only doing Spirit Savior and Arcana, and then the kill quest gives you 8 extra there, so it's kind of wonky.
Yeah, I was gonna use it on Choo Choo, and I realized Choo Choo level is insanely quick, and I was like,
that's also one like 19 a day. That's also pretty much that's very guaranteed. Like Arcana and Choo Choo are crazy levelers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's mainly going to be a lot of saving for Absolab weapon and then the other set pieces.
But like if I just get my Fafnir 15 star here and then eventually hit like let's say 17, do I just transfer it from there then work on the Abso separately, or would it be better to star the Fafnir, considering it's easier to get more?
I think the you go like 17 Fafnir and then transfer into Abzo and then 16 to 17 Protect again, right?
Yeah.
I would just do that, and if you get a Magnificent Soul with like 3% attack or something in the meantime.
Does the soul transfer? Or
yeah, it transfers over, so that would help you out.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm sure I'm still far from that. By the time I'm ready for there, I'll probably have backups. But I want to Lotus and Damien. I don't want to be carried. I want to do either like not solo definitely because I'll be pretty far from now. But I don't know.
Can you dash through the laser with your
yeah, Lotus? Yeah.
That's nice.
I was watching a video of someone do it last night. And just jump dashed.
Yeah, you got to do it at the right time, of course, when it's perfectly vertical, right?
Yeah, or else you go into the other one.
Yeah, yeah, because it's pretty far, right? Yeah. So you can do that very similarly to Arc, and then you have the up jump to stay safe on the platforms if it tries to push you off. Yeah, if there's like anything specifically for Lotus and Damien that you're wondering about, like how to counter certain mechanics or stuff, because you've seen me do the bosses, like things that you.
I've been watching you do them and like some other streamers or YouTubers watching videos on them.
Yeah, it's usually a lot of micro movements. Like with Lotus, one of the best things I discovered with Lotus is as soon as you're like within range, he'll try to push you. So if all you do is walk back like 2 millimeters to the side and then just walk back, he just doesn't hit you, because he's always trying to hit you at like the pixel where he can hit you. So if you just step just a little, it's the same thing with typically the same thing with Magnus, like the blue stripe. He always tries to hit you exactly when he can. If you just walk back like a quarter of an inch and then just walk back in, he just can't. It just completely misses you.
I'm also pretty sure during my dash animation, it just kind of cancels it out.
That's also
if I time it perfectly.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, it cancels each other out, and you just dash in, but then you're like have a little bit of hit stun at the end of the dash, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You're like stuck for a little bit. But you can use that definitely on platforms, for example. Like say a platform drops and it's very close to him, or like relatively close to him. What you can do is like stand on his side of the platform, like closest to Lotus as possible, so that when the lasers are up and he walks towards you, all you do is just walk a little bit to the other side of the platform, and his push just misses you. And then after the push, the lasers are already gone again. Because if you stand in the middle or on the opposite side of him and he managed to reach to you, there's no... Then you have to up jump, and then if something is falling, it could knock you to the side and into a laser. Yeah. That's one of the main things.
Difficult, but I know there's more harder bosses to come.
Yeah, so the main thing why Lotus became much more doable is because you can see the debris forming in the air now, right? So you can see where it's going to be falling. In the past, that didn't happen. It just kind of formed somewhere outside of the map, and then it came in with like falling speed already. So no announcement, and with falling speed. So basically, how the Magnus ones come in. Not that fast though, because some of those Magnus balls, like you probably have that problem, right? If you yeah, you just like you're on your upward movement and you see the ball, and you're like, I'm already dead. I can't do anything. Yeah, that happens. Okay, I think we were kind of all over the place a little bit, but not like super in depth with anything. So if you feel like I haven't touched on anything appropriately, fire away, I guess.
I know I have like CRA 15 star, Sweetwater 15 star. Other than that, I don't think anything that's worth right now.
You could do the belt.
Would I do the Ayame belt or straight to the Clover belt?
I go straight to the Clover belt.
Clover? So I guess the shoulder too, or no? It's not worth it.
Well, the shoulder cap's at 15, so I wouldn't do that one.
Oh, does it?
The Royal Black Shoulder, because it's level 120. Just like the Kyo's Horntail, yeah. Yeah, so my general rule of thumb is if it stacks at if it's caps at 15, then I wouldn't get it to 15. Just keep it to like 11 or 12 or something, and that's fine.
Okay.
Because all of the investment up to 15 is only worth it because of how much you get at 16 and 17. That weapon attack, that's what really makes it worth. The other thing I would say is make a list of your gear and like what the flame score is, so you have very clear in your head like what is the first one I work on, what is the next one, what is the next one. So you'll have your pink holy cup and your cape and your CRA gear. Those will all be within the same group. Those will have like the same flame score goal. Oh, and your tyrant cape, but yeah, you said already that you're probably going to keep those. Although it is 15 star, you're probably going to go for glove, shoulder, weapon before you get the cape. So
If I find extra, I wouldn't mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Don't get that many flames. I feel like maybe 3 a day.
Yeah, that's probably already a decent day. Probably a little bit more on
from Root Abyss and Madman.
Yeah. If you do weeklies on that day, then you get a little bit more, and then if you just do dailies, you get like 1 or maybe 2. Yeah.
If I get all my items to 15, do you think it's worth trying a few 16 or just completely wait?
You know me. I would just wait until the Sunny Sunday, until like Sunny Sunday announcement.
Okay.
Because I mean, you can look at this, right? Let's say it's just 15 to 16 and level 150 item. Like during a 5, 10, 15, no safeguard, no event, right? GMS MVP gold. Average cost is 45 mil. This doesn't make sense, but and then if you do it off, average cost is 175.
Okay. Yeah.
With the 8% chance to boom. So it's like
that's like 130 mil wasted.
Like, do you wanna risk that? And on level 160, it's 213 versus 54. Like, yeah, it's so much. It all adds up to so much. It is like tempting because it's probably 10 weapon attack on all of the items combined, so it's like an easy 60 attack. But yeah, your wallet is gonna thank you. Just for that few weeks of extra patience, your wallet is gonna thank you a lot because all of that money is gonna go towards upgrading Absolab stuff, and that's gonna be very expensive. So you'll need everything you can get there.
Yeah. For cubing too, I think I could just wait at what I have now.
Yeah, so my general advice is to keep
like Master Craftsman cubes I find. I tried it 30 unique. Other than that, I don't
yeah, so one thing you could invest more in early is in accessories to get your meso-obtain lines so that you can make the money back while training.
Okay.
That could be definitely worth it. I guess you could get, well, yeah, so what I generally do is get like 9 equips and I'll have them have a line of meso or drop with a line of strength and try to aim for that to get my 100% meso-obtain, 80% drop rate, and then hopefully like 81% or higher percentage strength. Okay. Out of the accessories, and then that will fund everything, and then I basically just get used to how much damage that gives me, and just through the set bonus and through some of the flames, like that's just set, and then the damage just has to come from CRA, has to come from Abso, has to come from the Tyrant stuff I have, and maybe like the pocket item and the set bonuses there. Like that's where the big damage has to come from, and the arcane power and the boost nodes. Like that's where that's the stuff that carries me, and the accessories facilitate the funding process basically.
Okay.
Yeah, man. As long as you keep the Legion growth up, the coins are gonna start rolling in. So.
Yeah, Legion coins. Yeah, I get like maybe 60 a day, plus my 2 dailies.
What is it? 100 billion divided by 3,600 divided by 24. what am I calculating? Hang on. Wait, 3600 times 24 times.
Like right now, I have 40 coins available. If I just go in.
Yeah, 56, 57 coins a day, and then plus the daily, yeah. Yeah, that's decent, right? How much is the next upgrade? Is it expensive? Did you already buy the? You had like 3.5K, but you didn't buy it yet, right?
3.5, you mean?
Yeah.
No, I think I'm at 3,200 right now.
Okay. Okay. The next one is the expensive one. That one costs 330.
430.
430?
Yeah.
Wait, did it change the numbers?
Yeah, it says 430.
Oh. Wait, is this no longer accurate? Huh. Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind. Okay. Yeah, it's really weird. Like every 5 levels, the emblem changes, and then the one level after that is when you get all the extra characters, and then the one level after that is when suddenly the level up gets like twice as expensive.
Yeah.
They don't seem connected, really. But
it was 430. I used a lot of my coins on like for potions for mules or whatnot.
Those pink ones.
Just like wealth coupons when I like if I'll train for 2 hours, I'll just buy like 2.
Yeah, you're juggling a lot of balls at the same time, so you gotta like pick your battles on.
Yeah, it's I want to do Legion, but at the same time I just want to work on the main. So it's, I try to get like at least one character up a few levels every day.
As long as you're really still having fun and you don't feel like you're like getting held back by anything, I think your kit is quite solid. So you have the crit rate, you have the IED, you have the boss damage, so you're not really being held back. Some characters have damage, but they can't deal that damage because they're missing the critical rate IED boss damage. Like their damage is not getting through, and that's when building the Legion is way more important. Yeah. So yeah, you don't have to like feel bad because you're not working on Legion every day or something.
Yeah, it's more when I like if I knock out my dailies right at reset, then usually I'll do like some Legion.
Okay. Wait, hang on. Your Legion setup is like one extra tab into attack. Ah, that's why. I was like, wait, how do you have so little? But it's like an optical illusion. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra blocks into attack. Yeah. Because there's like 1 hex extra to the top right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wait, shouldn't you have more in there? But yeah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah. 4K is gonna be nice to get that extra size. But
is it at 4K where I get another layer?
So every 1,000 past 2,000, you get 1 extra hex available. Up to 6,000, then you have the full grid. Okay. So 4 1 more, 5 1 more, 6 full grid.
Yeah, I think I'm aiming for like maybe 5, 5.5.
Typically, if you have all the characters at 140, that's when 6 is very available because you have a few characters over, and then 6 is definitely doable.
Yeah, there's definitely some characters I've been avoiding.
Well, that's what Mega Burns are for, right? Mega Burns and coupons. You just turn your brain off and you just roll into 151 and then you just never touch them again.
Like that, I'm not sure. Like either I do like a Shade or a Hayato or something like that.
Yeah, if you're just really not looking forward to it, yeah, you just burn it. I hope that we get...
like I think I got mine to level 70 and I just haven't touched it since.
My mom had that with I think it was with a Corsair or something. She had it like at level 36 and it was just like, no, it's not happening. I'm like, Mom, there's a Mega Burn. Ooh! And then she got it to like level 151 in a day and then...
Yeah.
And then boom, that one's done.
I burned a marksman actually on the last event.
Mm-hmm.
That
Uh,
was, yeah.
I hope we get the Pink Bean event, because KMS's Pink Bean also had a Mega Burninator as part of the rewards, so then you could burn another one. But
Yeah.
I don't know, nothing announced yet. I hope that we get on June, we get Pink Bean event and like part 1 of Rise, like the Reverse City, and then in July get Adele and the guild stuff and everything else. Is what I'm guessing, but you know, we'll have to wait and see. And hopefully, with July, they said July, right, for the familiars.
Yeah, they said, yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully that will round out your stats, and then you can go for full attack on your emblem and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then your legion will be a bit bigger, and then the ignore defense there will also start working in your favor.
Alright.
Right.
For like my accessories, I guess I'm
Mhm.
it's just placeholders until Gollux. Like the earring, the pendants.
Yeah, I mean, basically until even if you kill, even if you get all of the reinforced set, all of the reinforced set would be pretty good, because then you get your boss damage and some ID on it. But you know, even from now, going from thinking that you can probably kill Hardlux but not actually killing it, to having a full-fledged 4 set, that's going to be easily like a month away or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's really just a general transition of boss accessory sets being like Starforce items for mules to actually being things that carry you into the late game these now. But that's how it's always been for KMS, right? We're basically just like KMS progression when it comes to accessories at this point.
Yeah.
The only thing we have is the event rings that kind of boost us beyond that. But yeah, you're just gonna hold them for a while. That's why I'm also saying, like, for the belt, definitely aim for like 17 there as well, because you're gonna be keeping that one for quite a while. 15 now, and then during a 5, 10, 15, maybe even push it to 17.
Okay. And then also, I guess, switch out the Kana set for the event ring, and then go 7 set boss with the shoulder and the belt.
Yep, and then the Sweetwater. Yep, exactly.
Alright. That's what I was thinking. That's why I was keeping backups, but I wasn't sure.
Yep. No, I think that's the right move, yeah. Especially once you get them to 15 now, that'll be like the right move to swap them over.
Yeah, hopefully.
Before that, it's too close to the boss accessory set and to the flames advantage of the condensed and the aquatic.
Yeah. Okay, so that's not bad. This means I don't have to start Tana's treasure, because I was gonna get that to 15, but I guess it's not even worth.
You could, since there's no boom. So there is like the light at the end of the tunnel that could be your endgame ring eventually, right?
Yeah.
And since there is no boom, you could put that one on the list to also get to 15, just to have it there for like a future project, just because you won't have to safeguard at all now. So I would probably do that, yeah.
So that's only 8 items, it's not bad.
Yeah, what do you have? Like Sweetwater Iron Face, belt, ring.
Face, belt, ring, and then the 3 sets CRE.
And 3 sets CRE. Yeah, so 8. Oh, and your weapon, right?
Yeah.
So 9, yeah.
Hopefully that's doable if I have the RNG gods.
Yeah, I think so. We looked at the numbers. I think you can do that.
Yeah.
I believe.
Me too.
Okay, anything else coming to mind? Stuff.
Not really. I guess with that, leveling more symbols, pretty much make me ready for a Lotus and Damien party.
Yeah. It'll just be your practice and how you confident you feel that'll really, like, lift you from from where you are now to there.
I haven't even attempted those yet.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can watch all the guides you want and hear people talk about it all you want, but unless you're like in it and try it at least once, it's really different. Because yeah, I watched a bunch of like will guides, and it was like, oh, I think I get it, and it's like, and then being in the thing is like, I got it, but I'm still getting hit. Like, what the fuck's going on? And you go back to hitting a guide, and you go back to watching the VOD. It's like, it's still fucked up. And then just at some moment, like it's somewhere between the 3rd and the 4th run, it kind of clicks, and suddenly the 4th run you're like acing it. And it's like, oh, there you go. Like, you find the rhythm, you find the groove, you see like, oh, that's the indicator that I'm looking for. I make sure that I have my knockback resistance right before, so I don't get knocked around by the little balls. Like, yeah, a few things can always go wrong, and then you kind of learn how to eliminate most of the things that can screw you over, and then yeah, smooth sailing from there. Damien was a very good one for me like that. Like I failed Damien so many times, and then at a certain point, I just learned like, oh, when he dashes down, you have to wait like 3 Mississippis before you even try to approach him. Like once you get that down, and you just like, okay, don't touch him. He's still dangerous. Like he's still armed and dangerous. Like you can't approach him right now. Because what would happen is you would approach him too soon, and then he push you back either into a sword or into one of those purple things, and you die like every time. And it's just free deaths. And
those flying things like for Damien and Lotus, how did those just one shot or?
For Lotus, oh, so the rocks.
There's like a blue ball that he shoots out or something that like
Yeah.
gets bigger.
Yes, it starts like small, and then in phase 3 it's an orange ball. So they should only deal, I think, like 20% of your HP in damage per hit. But sometimes what happens when you're floating or jumping into them, what can happen is they could just hit you over and over and over and over, and then you just basically get one tap by them because they hit you 10 times within a second or something, and it's impossible to heal through. So you never want to jump into them. If you're standing on the ground and then they bounce on you, like 99% of the time you just get hit once and it's whatever. But like never jump into them or fly into them or dash through them or something. That'll get you fucked. So kind of like predict where they're gonna bounce and just move away from that side. It's kind of like you ever have the DVDs, like you have the DVD waiting screen where it would, like you had like the logo bouncing around. Yeah, it's been, yeah. So you're basically just playing that game while you're fighting the boss.
That should be good then.
Lots of practice. Yeah. Okay. Do you ever see that one video where it was like a whole classroom was like watching it, and it like it went into the corner and it bounced exactly in the corner, and like the whole crowd goes like fucking wild.
Crazy. I'm pretty sure I've seen that.
Because it never happens, right?
Yeah. Wait, I'm drawing a blank right now. I said there was 9 items, but I'm counting 8 right now. CRA top. Well, all 4 CRA.
4 set CRA. Sweetwater Iron Face is 6. And then we have the belt, ring, and maybe I counted something double. Hang on.
No, because I counted 9 too, but now I'm being. I guess it was 8.
Maybe I counted the weapon twice. Chat, who paid attention? I'm gonna give some Moses to who in the chat remembers.
Or like my earrings, like considering I'm not really upgrading for a while, is that worth 15 stars? My earrings go up to 20.
Earrings. Yeah, earrings is a thing as well where it seems something you get rid of as soon as you get to like level 180, but now they might actually be with you until like level 235 or something.
Yeah.
It's very different. You have the Diacides?
Yeah.
Oh my god, where are they? I'm scrolling past them.
I don't know why it uploaded like this pictures. I guess I just uploaded it weird. It's like all messed up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it just does its own thing. Yeah, I guess you could do those. Yeah, let's say that was the 9th one.
Yeah.
Because the flame is also pretty okay, so you'll probably keep that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say that was number 9.
I think I was counting the shoulder, but then the shoulder only goes to 15, so it's not worth it.
That's possible, yeah. Because with the Hayato treasure, you could do that because that one goes past 15.
But I'd be losing the 7 set effects.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, I was definitely counting the shoulder.
Yeah. Okay, that's the one, yeah. Yeah, you could definitely do earring though, yeah. Earring, ring, belt, full CRA, Iron Face, Sweetwater. Yeah.
No, I guess I'll leave Kana's ring for the last. I probably have enough for everything.
I think so, yeah. Are you getting a payout from Maple Tour?
I think I just recently got it.
Oh, okay. Because that can be a big bump out of nowhere.
so it'll be too late.
Oh yeah. Wait, did you do your weekly bosses already?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did. I don't think I did Chaos Peen and Chaos Sack yet, or Singness.
Okay, so that's like 100 mil combined probably.
Yeah, and I have the little Maple Tour piggy bank and with
Oh,
other
nice.
bosses and Ursus, and just from farming like for like an hour, I already get like about 120 mil.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like free money while I'm just trying to get XP.
Yeah, just training. Yeah.
That's one thing I like about not having the Kana. It's like I've never even hit 235. So if I were to just push for that on my Kana, and I hate playing Kana so much. I'll never have my boss up for like 2 minutes straight. Then I'll be like, oh wait, that's not up. Oh wait, I gotta use this. Oh, like
Yeah, a lot of little things. Yeah.
not for me. At least
Well,
I
it's
try.
good. It's good that you find the class that you actually enjoy playing and that you feel just motivated to like keep going. That's just good. Oh, one thing we didn't talk about. You don't have a heart. There's going to be a Lydium heart in the Rise update. Just to mention that.
So I got the one from the Goblin event, but it was on my Blade Master.
I see. I see.
That's also when I got my synergy rings.
Yeah, Blade Master was one that you thought you were going to really like, but kind of
as soon as
didn't
I
like enough, right?
It was hell no.
I kind of like it, but yeah,
it's nice, but it's like before pre-nodes, that's not your only form of mobbing, really. If you're using Blade Fury, I think it's called, you need at least like 6 hits before you kill him up.
Yeah, it's not great. You're just like standing there twirling around.
Use like Blades of Destiny, the Tornado, then like a Sora's or the other Tempest, whatever blades, and then just wait.
Yep.
And then spam your mana pass as well.
Oh yeah,
Even more than Dawn Warrior.
I was gonna say Dawn Warrior knows about that too, right? Spamming
it's not
mana pots.
as bad, but is the also Sunset Dew, is that the best MP pots? Or?
No, you want to sell those for money, dude. You want to get the ginger ales.
Ginger ales? Okay.
Yeah, those are
I have like an insane amount of elixirs.
Yeah, if
elixirs. I have like 4,000.
Yeah, you can use I would definitely sell Sunset and Reindeer Milks. Always sell those for money because there's like 5,000 each, and the ginger ales are cheaper and regain you way more. Okay.
That's what I'll do then.
Yep. Look, support desk already put the command in the chat where the potions are.
Yeah, I've watched that.
You can't even mention something that's even remotely close to it.
Every time. See? Support desk. I'm ready.
Support desk is like, oh, I got just a command for this one. All right. Are we good?
What level would you say around like Lodi's Demon?
I think once you get Arcana and you get like a few symbols in there, that'll really give you a lot of extra strength. And you'll have
235, right?
225.
Oh, really?
Then you can really start practicing, and I think you can start doing, because at that point Sivel will start getting a lot easier.
Yeah.
And you'll feel really confident and just be able to solo that one just all the time. And then you can start duoing and practicing Lotus and Damien. And then between like 225 and 230, you go from like maybe leading like a 3-4 man party to duoing. And then once you get closer to like 230, 235, then you'll be soloing. As long as you keep like, gradually progressing, your Absolab will start coming in, the potential on there. Hopefully familiars will start coming in there, and yeah.
Alright, well, now at least that's pretty much everything what I was assuming. I just was like in denial whether going past 15, stuff like that, but basically confirming what I thought.
It's good to have the,
confirmation. Yeah.
Confirmation, yeah, so you don't have to be
stamp from the professor Maple.
Maple professor.
Yeah, basically. You just need the beard and you're good to go.
I need to go bald like Professor S and then go like sitting like in a wheelchair, like roll around like Professor X style.
Yeah.
Get a monocle or something? What do you think?
Yeah, why not? Dye your hair white or something.
Or yeah. What are the gray manes, like a gray wolf haircut, Elbow pads. Oh yeah, get one of those elbow pad. And like a pipe or something. Go for the full thing. All right.
Well, thanks a lot.
Yeah, you're welcome. Best of luck, and I'll see you in the guild and in the chat.
Yes, sir.
All right. See ya.
Peace.